My name is Terrance Morgan, and this is
Torres, the polite.
And we're here today as a TMM project, so it's the True Mission Matters project. So what is your true mission and how does it matter in a positive way? And today we're going to talk about showcasing one program that we're going to be doing in the schools, and it's called Makin Moves, Dulcimer, Drum and Dance. So that move, this program specifically features Elizabeth Vitos, aka Lady Chops. She's a female percussionist. She was on Stomp for 10 years, on and off Broadway. Also Amanda Roberts, she's a 2017 National Dulcimer champion. And of course, me and Tori is doing some street styles. So you have a program that's never been seen or heard of. We Googled it a bunch of times. And yeah, it's a collaboration just to expand people's minds and to bring something different to the table and to keep pushing the arts to another level. And I think with this program, our main goal and the message of that is no matter where you come from, where you're going, no matter what the future holds, keep making moves and keep moving forward. So obviously we got talent out of the world. I mean, both Elizabeth and Amanda went to ULM together. They live in North Louisiana and they have music degrees. And just their level of the roster is great, but the collaboration is crazy. So right now we're gonna showcase a clip of LLA, is Louisiana Library Association, and basically it is, we did this showcase 2 months ago at the State Library Conference. So you can roll the clip, check it out. So again, that's kind of piggybacking off of the street dance styles. I'm also a teaching artist, so I'll be doing street dance styles and featuring different styles in the school solo as, of course, hip hop, house, and funk styles like popping and locking. So that'll be some of the things I'll be doing solo throughout on my own as a teaching artist. Again, Terrance Morgan. There'll be lots of fun. The education aspect, I'll give history. I'll showcase the dance styles, show them some moves. I'm still an active dancer myself, performing, competing. So with that being said, can I get y'all to maybe try 2 moves. You can do it when you're sitting. This will be easy. Very simple. Oh, y'all can stand, whatever. So speaking of the street styles, I want to just talk about locking really quick. So locking was the first, yeah, I'll let y'all can stay with y'all at. This won't be anything hard whatsoever. This will be super easy. So locking was the first street dance, and it was created by Don Campbell, right? In the late 60s and early 1970s in Southern California. Now, it was made popular on a hit TV show we like to call Soul Train. Yeah, y'all know that show. That's right. So, very easy, right? Two of the basic concepts in locking. The first one is called the up, and the most important thing is called the lock. So I'm going to demonstrate, and you guys can try. So everybody put your hands up. You can do it sitting down, no problem. Okay, so here. Up. Keep it going. Down. Up. Down. Up. One more time. Down. Up. All right. So that's called the up. No questions, right? No. Good. Let's move on. Okay, so the next thing is the lock, right? I'm going to show y'all this. This is super easy. So from the up, the lock is actually like this. Y'all can just kind of watch me for a second. Here. Kind of like you ride a motorcycle, you know? Exactly, that's it. So think about it, right? You up, lock. So that's the actual lock created by Don Campbell lock. So let's try it a couple times on 3. You ready? 6, 7, let's go. Up, lock, keep it going. Up, lock, one more time. Up, hold lock, lock. Yeah, you gotta hold it like that. That's pretty good. Give yourselves a round of applause. Y'all can take a seat. So, yeah. That's some of the basic stuff. What's up, B? Thanks for coming in. Oh, yeah.
They all get wishes because they all participate.
Yeah, they did. Thanks, Bree.
That's my first wish. There you go.
And before Bree leaves, or the fairy godmother, I always want to thank Bree and the ACA. I've been affiliated. Y'all give me a round of applause always. Please, thank you, Bree, for giving us always the opportunity. I've been collaborating with the ACA since 2005, so over 17 years ago. And I've been blessed for every opportunity. So like I always tell everybody we go, this is a great organization. I couldn't do what I do without them. And always blessed to have them, by 4 and have all you guys at a facility like this. Because I remember where the Arts Council was in the AOC building. It was definitely a lot smaller. We wouldn't be on the stage. So that's it. That's the teaching artist. If you guys missed, y'all came in to see some of the Making Moves. And like I said, our main message in Making Moves, no matter where you come from, where you're going, what the future holds, keep making moves and keep moving forward. Thank y'all, Team Man Project. Appreciate it. Thanks, Bree.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I am Alex Johnson, Alex Poetic Soul Johnson. This is my partner, Brandon Black Williams.
How y'all doing?
Hello. I don't feel enough energy from the audience. Thank you. Thank you. Well, today I wanted to talk about what our goal is with our youth. Our goal in the classroom is to, can you hear me? Yes. Our goal in the classroom is to encourage the use of performance and literary art as a tool to express emotion. So rap is just rhythm and poetry, right? Spoken word is literary and performance art. That's a different tool that you can use to express yourselves. And that's what we teach the kids, that rap is a tool, poetry is a tool. You can use these tools to self-express, to express your emotions instead of, fighting or feeling like you don't have a way out. You can write, you can spit, if you will. So we wanted to give you some examples of how we express our emotions. Is that okay? Okay. This poem was written by my youth incarcerated in Lafayette Parish Juvenile Jail. It's called Eyes of the Sun. When I hear click clap, I think about my life. I'm hungry as a pit bull and money is like food. You never know how much you're gonna get. And I've been stressing so much, I don't know what to do. What should I do? What can I do? Locked up like a caged wild animal. aggressive as a volcano. I used to be in poverty. Now people just think I'm infamous, untamed. But my future is true and it's bright as light. I gotta get my education. I gotta get control. Can't let my anger get the best of me, but stress runs through my veins. And I smell fear in the waves of the ocean. I was on a mission from God, but I guess I failed. Stuck in my cell with accumulated thoughts, thinking about my next meal, and sometimes I wonder who really understands me. I get in trouble when I'm mad. They say that I'm insane because I'm walking through the rain, but you gotta walk through the rain to be cleansed from the pain. And sometimes I wonder who's gonna take that time with me. My dad was never there to watch my first fall. I know I come from a bad subdivision, a lot of pain and evil thoughts, but this life is just a game. It's not a game, it's a blessing. And ambition is the road to greatness. Learning is freedom. And I gotta make it to college. People quit on me, but my faith keeps me rolling. So I strive hard so I should be successful despite my mistakes. I strive hard so I could be successful despite my mistakes. I strive hard so I could be successful despite my mistakes. Failure is not an option, but success is. And I testify from my heart that what I say is real. Thank you. And Black has something written as well.
How y'all doing? I have something to share with y'all. Any road that you take can be a lonely one. At the intersection with anger, you ain't the only one. Tears flowing like the rivers of Jordan, keep your head up. This ain't the end of the road to switch the game up. Cruise control, relax, steady, be patient. So much is going on, just think how you create. From spoken word to pictures on the wall. Just put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want. Everything takes time, so play the thoughts in your mind. You can be aggressive and you can be expressive and don't have to be aggressive. Everyone has feelings and your probably hurts. We all the roads is trying to grow from the concrete. Just remember, every day is a new day, so just follow your own beat.
Yes.
Thank you.
And again, that's our goal, to teach the students that you can use these tools to self-express. You can express your emotions through poetry. You can rap, you can paint, you can do all of these other creative things just to express yourself, to get your emotion out. And it's very important that we do that. I have some examples that I brought with me of one of my students, Lakeland, from Paulboro. She's from Paulboro. And actually one of her teachers, Miss Miller. So they were able to record in class through our Poetic Expression class. And I'd like to play Lakeland's track, if we could.
Started first but came out last. Take the bag with the math, but I asked him what is that? I wrote this song really bad. It's trash. Don't know how to fix the paper, so I'm keeping it just as. I really miss my dad. I do be alive, but he's stuck in Brazil. That's sad. In the end, it's all sad. But like everybody else, I shouldn't care about that. We stuck in a car, can't go too far. I work really hard to get to start. Now I'm upset, cause the car was dead. It's time to blow up, so we just fled. Zoom. I thought I was tripping. My mind gotta be kidding. Cause when I turned back the car into chicken, that was the sound of chicken. It was a robot chicken. The song is done cause I don't know what to write. This was good, but it's alright. It's decent.
Her ad-libs. Because we go over literary devices in class. We go over similes, metaphors, onomatopoeias. So onomatopoeias are sound effects. You got the chicken sound effect, what a chicken sounds like. But we go over these different literary devices, these tools that they can use, to fight through the page and write their poetry. The next one is Miss Miller. Can we play Miss Miller's track, Miss Higginbotham? Even the teachers get involved.
Three more days, y'all. 3 more days. Out of the darkness and out of the haze, into the sunshine and total chill ways. No more broken erased days. Not sure why they break the sharpened pencils, erasers, paint and glue. What the hell did I ever do to you? Throw it around, throw it down. He be in the best in town. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, no way. You'll live to learn another day. You want respect? I do too. Rules apply to me and to you. Follow or not, it's a choice, just a choice. And you really need to lower your voice. Water, restroom, office and more. Room 414 was a revolving door. First hour hit with test and we bore. All those darn erasers all over the floor. Why not open up your mind? You will find that I'm just not the kind to see color, race, religion, or creed. I'm not just here to fill the need, to teach, create, befriend, and play. Time in art class could make your day. Rules, choices, chances, and more. When you leave this class, don't slam the door. Prayers for safety, sunshine and rain. No more lost ID level pain. Until I see you again in the fall. It's been a real good time, y'all. I'll see y'all.
Thank you, Makin. You guys enjoyed it. I think they really did a good job. To say we did that in 2 classes as well, I think they did an excellent job. So again, our goal is to show how to encourage how to use spoken word, rap, literary, creative arts, performance art as a tool to express emotion. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
We're going to start with just a piece, an Irish jig, that was composed by Alan Alexander. And it's for flute and guitar, but what's really great about this piece is that it has a sense of humor, conversation, interplay between the 2 instruments. It's not just a flute solo with some nice guitar harmony. We're really a duo and a conversation together. So we've had a lot of fun with this Irish jig called Carrie Jane.
Distance. Sadly, the composer Vincenzo Sorrentino passed away at age 40, but not before he'd written dozens and dozens of chamber pieces. He was a favorite among flute players, and pieces were performed all over the world in concert halls and conferences. And this piece is entitled Distance, as the distance that gets closed between the apparent separate individuals in a dance.
So I'm staying now to talk about my work as a teaching artist. This was the performance side in the schools. And I also have worked for several years now as a teaching artist in the individual classrooms. And I've really enjoyed that a lot. It's meant a lot to me. What I have 3 different programs, but I'll present to you, since there's such a shortage of time, one of them. And I'll do a little bit of playing and a little talking. So one thing that I do is I say this is like 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I have various levels I can do it for, but let's say this is like 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that. I'm going to play a piece for you that's written by a French composer. He wrote this 100 years ago. His name is Claude Debussy. And his style was impressionistic. In the impressionistic style in music, you get the feeling of a story or an idea, but the composer doesn't tell you exactly what the story is. He gives you the sense of it, and you can fill in the outlines however you wish. Can you hear me well? Oh, yes. Okay. You can fill in the outlines however you wish. And I'm not going to start out by telling you exactly what Claude Debussy's story was, but I'm going to play for you this piece called Syrinx, which means water nymph. And I'd like to ask you what some of your ideas are, what your stories are, what colors you heard, what action you heard, what feelings you heard. And then I have a conversation about it, and then at the end, I say something about the fact that Claude Debussy had a story in his mind as well. And I get really wonderful results from this. This is Syrinx by Claude Debussy. It's 5 minutes, so I don't think I can play the whole piece, but I'll play part of it. It's for flute alone. But she didn't return his love, and he was very sad. So you can feel kind of a mournful part of this. And he chases her through the forest, which I didn't get to the water's edge. And at the water's edge, he plucks a reed and puts holes on it. And in Greek mythology, that's called the first flute, panpipes, syrinx. So that's a really great one for children. And then, I think I have another few minutes. I play another piece that's by Handel, or another composer. This is an example by Handel, and it's a dance, and it's very contrasting. I ask them to tell me their feelings or their story, what they think of or imagine when they hear this piece. And I say that actually this is one of my first pieces that I learned that had piano to it, but right now I'm playing it as a solo flute. still this piece is played today. And he wasn't necessarily famous this piece in his time, but you never know what's going to happen with music. That it can just last and someone picks it up later and then all of a sudden it's played a lot. So this is by George Friedrich Handel, a German composer, back in the Baroque period, early mid-18th century. So those are some ideas in our teaching artists classes. Any questions? I really enjoy it. I just retired from teaching college at UL, and during all that time, I just loved going into the schools because it's fresh. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Good evening. My name is Herb Green. I'm a teaching artist here at Acadia Center for the Arts. And my program is centered on percussion and keeping kids in a positive rhythm. And what I aim to do is introduce the kids to ways to approaching the education process in a more positive, rhythmic way. And the reason why is I myself had to develop that. I was told that I would not achieve, that I was incapable of learning. And when you tell that to a young child, that kind of sticks with them. So my thing is to partner with the teachers and more importantly, the students, to give them the message that when you do things in rhythm, things become easier because they become repetitive. And we know that if we practice, that means that we repeat the things that we learn, and then we get to a place where we can regurgitate that information effectively. So at Pucci Percussion, and what I do at ACA is go into the schools, and I engage the students with different African, Latin, and Brazilian instruments. And we have fun, but then the message to them is that if I can teach you some very kind of complicated things with the drum and some other instruments that I have, then if you use that process when you hear information from the teachers and you put that into practice, then the education becomes fun, it becomes rhythmic, and you're able to go out and teach other people. But before we get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about our jazz and blues. I will walk through jazz and blues. And through jazz and blues, I have a 5-piece band that we're introducing to the ACA, and we're gonna be in St. Landry and Lafayette parishes, telling our stories and how we got into music and what it was like for us in our development stages, some other things that go along with life. And one of my features is very special to me, Mr. Ron Joseph, who was the first African-American running back to integrate Nicholls State University. And we also have Mr. Lee Alenzino from the area, who is a Grammy-nominated bass player. So taking those elements into the school and allowing my band members and myself to tell our story while we give the students some very, very good professional music. It inspires them to dream. It inspires them to pursue those things that enhances them as individuals. It gets them excited about learning and doing the things that are conducive to living a productive life. So, Ron, you want to say something?
Not really, but I tell you what I will. Just to tell you a little bit about myself. Like Herb said, I was one of the first African Americans to attend Nicholls State University and play on their football team, which was an honor for me. But as you can see, football wasn't the only thing that I loved to do. So like these kids, I come up at an early age playing percussions and left it alone for about 20 years, playing football, but yet and still knowing that love for percussion is always there. That's what we want to instill in these kids. Once you get them started in something that you can grasp their interest, they can move forward, they can go a long way with it, and it'll keep them and you entertained. So hopefully, this little presentation here will be the beginning of what Urban Owl Jazz and Rhythm and Blues Band will feature for you guys. Thank you.
As you can see, when I started Pucci Percussion 10 years ago, I wouldn't say kids younger than 5. But over that time, I've come, I'm going into the schools and doing presentations for young kids as early as 2 years old. I found that the 2-year-olds have rhythm as well. And so I opened up my program to include the babies, and I call it organized noise. Because they get, they come in and they grab something and they just, get excited about it. But, we know that our kids are sponges. And so everything that we speak to them, be it positive or negative, it seeps into their beings, and then they act it out. So, when the kids come in and they see the drums and they see the bells and they get the explanation of the origins of those instruments, and they get to interact and create sounds for themselves, they become excited. But all the while that is happening, the message is about what is going on in the classroom, and the rhythm that you create when you're learning math, or when you're learning spelling, or when you're just learning the things that are going to promote you. And that is the emphasis that I put on the program, I don't know where, all I can say is that I am blessed to be able to be a self-taught percussionist. I never had music in school and whatnot, but learning myself and networking with other professional musicians, I too became a professional musician and recorded with Grammy-nominated jazz artists. One from New Orleans, Mr. Randy Weber. I've recorded my own music, and that's what I want to convey over to them, is that when you apply yourself to do things, you make connections with people, and you go to places in the world that you just never imagined. I've been to places that if I had to pay for it out of my own pocket, I would have never gone. But because I took the time to learn from someone and from people who conveyed positive messages to me about skipping over the I can't and making me realize that I can. And this is another message that I give to the students is, Mr. Herb, I don't know how to play that drum, but it's not about you don't know how, you just haven't learned how. So if you allow me to teach you and you execute some patience with me, I guarantee you that you will learn not just how to drum, but how to navigate through the difficulties in the education process. Anybody have any questions? Oh, and by the way, this is Michael Mallory. He's been with me for, I think he's in his 3rd year. This is Mr. Arquailin Francis. He's in his 4th year. This is Mr. Caden Alexander. He's in his 3rd year. Did I miss anybody? Back here, last year he was my youngest. How old are you, Levi? How old are you? Oh, at 5. He was my youngest last year. Now this year we have a 2-year-old to replace him. This is Mr. Levi Michael Green. And just a little bit about Levi. Levi auditioned for the Nickelodeon channel and did a very fantastic job. And it is imperative that me as a community activist of sorts, when it comes to kids, I advocate for them to do the things that get them to places that we as a community, we can all shine if we get behind our kids. And I support his mother and father in their effort to expose them to the arts. And, so that's what I want to do with Pucci Percussion through the ACA. So if you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer.
Hello, my name is Audrey Broussard. I'm a teaching artist with the ACA, and I have been teaching as a teaching artist for about since last year. And I also teach at Wonderland Performing Arts. The class that I offer for all age groups from kindergarten all the way up until high school is expression through songwriting. I'm very capable and able to work with the kids on their different levels and figure out where they are, and just really the goal is to get them inspired to start writing and just be really into music as a way of expressing themselves at any level, whether they can play an instrument or can't play an instrument. And part of the class, I usually do like a little bit of an introduction. We talk a little bit about finding inspiration and themes in writing. And I share a little bit about myself as a songwriter. And I've been a songwriter for about 10 years, and I started professionally recording music in high school. And I have an EP out and a couple singles, and I share with them some of my music. And then usually after that, we work together to write a song. And as a group, as a class, depending on how big the group is. So I'm just gonna share one of my songs that usually I share with them. St. Charles Avenue, the place that we go to every day.
streetcars passing by. On the other side, a sigh of relief. For this moment we can keep. Where's your style? Can I work up the nerve to talk? Strawberry house, I hold the key. Children hang on the canopy, trees, and it's my magnolias that I breathe out. Stay there holding on to my baby. My feet ache, I can barely stand. I'll just at your empty hand. Oh, the pole feels so fine. Would you like to take a penny for your time? Oh, oh, oh. Wanna forget about the pain in your back. Wanna forget about 10 hours shit so long. Come on, let's get it going up on Strawberry House. You hold the key. Children hang on the canopy, trees, and it's my magnolias that I breathe out. Stay there holding on to my baby. Strawberry house, you hold the key to no more late night tragedies and sipping fine sparkling wine. Children's story time. Strawberry house, I hold the key. Children hang on the canopy, trees, and it's my magnolias that I breathe out. Stay there holding on to my baby. Thank you. So I usually now do part kind of sharing, and then we'll work together and write something as a class. A lot of times for fun, I did work with a group of 5th graders, and we wrote an end of the year 5th grade song. So it's really whatever you have that you'd like. You know, if there's anything specific that you'd like me to work on or write with them, we just kind of go from there. And yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, how y'all doing? All right. In my show, what I do, not my show, but when I go to the classroom, it's hard to see it with the lights. I play some accordion, and then we'll sing a French song. It depends. I'll talk to the teacher, see what y'all going over, and maybe there's a song. If it's Mardi Gras season, we'll do the Mardi Gras song. If it's nothing special, then I'll do the first song I learned, J'ai passé devant ta porte, j'ai crié, bye over the words of the song, the pronunciation, the words. Another thing, depending on if they like to talk about culture, we'll go with the Cajun culture, the Creole culture. I like to show them dancing as well, if we got time, depending on the time. So for the waltz, we know we'll get started. Everybody in a line doing a waltz. To play and sing it now, but we'll do it, and we'll go backwards because sometimes when you dance in a waltz, depending on who you're with, you might be the one going backwards. So we'll go backwards as well. We go backwards as well. And then the other thing I like to do is incorporate the students as much as possible. Now it's hard with accordion because I don't have 10 or 20 accordions for each student. But normally there may be a student or two that does some guitar. Boom, come on up stage with us and we'll get them playing guitar. I may bring my fiddle as well, play some fiddle, and if there's a violin student, we'll get them playing with us. The other thing that's easy to do is well, we can do this instrument. We'll go over the instruments, right? And my joke for this instrument, show them the rhythm of a two-step and waltz. And then I like to say, my famous joke is, what do you call this instrument? What do you call this instrument?
Secret.
Huh?
Triangle.
Huh? And why do they call it a triangle?
To go to dinner.
Huh? Then my joke is, because it's shaped like a triangle. Oftentimes the kids won't know the name of the instrument. So I'll just do the shape. Triangle, trying to find. And if they're lucky enough to know the Cajun word too fast, that's great too. So I get somebody playing that. The other one that we can all play are these two suckers, some spoons. And we can get them playing the spoons and rhythm. So that'll teach all the students a little rhythm. We'll play together, we'll sing together, and we'll dance together in my class. And I do like to I like to move around in the classroom and try to get all the students involved. Listen, if I get booked for performance, I'll do a performance and just play tunes. And that's cool tunes sometimes, especially if there's a lot of people. That's what we have to do is just play some tunes and it's a performance. If it's a smaller classroom, I'd like to get each and every single student involved, especially the shy ones. So I'll go to the shy ones and especially them, get them to come up and maybe play something, maybe whisper, whatever. Try to get them out their shell. But we can do performances as well. But I really prefer to interact with all of the students. And so that's my program. So some Cajun music, some Creole tunes, mainly accordion, but I'll bring a guitar and I'll bring a fiddle, play some of that, and play some of these percussive instruments, I got a box of these spoons that my mom bought, her gumbo, that's my mom's gumbo spoons. So I bring a box of my mom's gumbo spoons and I make sure I get them all back, because she's gonna fuss me if I don't bring them all back. All right, and the other thing is, if given notice, I can have the teacher request that the students bring instruments, their own instruments. It could be a recorder, it could be a harmonica, a guitar, whatever they have, a keyboard, and we can try to get some music together. But that takes a little more time. But with enough notice, that can happen as well. That would be a little bit longer session, I would think, than just an introduction to the tunes and the words and the rhythm and the beat. But that can also be done, and that's fun. Playing Cajun music like on a recorder. I mean, that's cool stuff, or sax, whatever instrument they may have. Okay. Any questions you might have? No? Any questions? No. All right. Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you,
I wish there were more people, but that's okay. We've got 3.
There's not a lot out there either.
Yeah. That okay.
Yeah.
But it's a great program. You know, I saw the artists earlier. I mean, what a treat to have these folks in the classroom, up front, right there where you can touch them and interact with them. I think that's a wonderful thing. I would have loved that as a student. All right. Thank y'all so much.
How you guys doing this afternoon, this evening? Doing all right? All right. So my name is Jude Romero, originally from New Iberia, reside in Lafayette now. I'm original member and co-founder of Kabuki Dancers and Kabuki Crew. Been involved in the hip hop community for over 20 years as a dancer. You know, within the last 7 or 8 years, I started DJing, and recently I picked up the mic and started MCing. As you can see, we got a little graffiti back here as well. And if you put all those things together, you get the 4 elements of hip hop culture. And what I want to do with my teaching artist program this year, these lights are killing me, yo, is I want to bring authentic hip hop culture into the classroom, into your lunchroom, into your gym, wherever you put me. And what I do with my programs is we have hip hop culture based around those elements that I mentioned, and we also, being Kabuki dancers, integrate positive messaging with that. So one of our most famous programs was Drop the Beat, with beat standing for bullying ends after talking. And you're gonna hear a little bit of that tonight and some of the things I'm gonna say in the lyrics. I have a rap for you guys. And I'm just gonna showcase a little bit of the hip hop culture that I love, that I've been doing for years and years and years. And it really, really is important to me that people understand that hip hop is more than just a genre of music. And it has like 3 other things that get forgotten. So you guys ready to get into it? Yeah. All right, let's go. Yeah.
That's what I want you to do. They talking about bullying, about bullying, about bullying, about bullying, about bullying, about bullying, about bullying.
All right, y'all, you heard what he said, right? I've been traveling going to schools for the last 5 years, and they still talking about bullying. So I'm gonna talk about it. This is the rhyme I wrote as part of the Drop the Beat anti-bullying program. Bullying ends after talking. Goes a little something like this. Y'all check it out, yo. When I drop the beat, they scared to come around. I'm here for the kids being left in the lost and found. I'm here to let them know I deal with the rough. They call me a nerd, a geek short. It seems like the same stuff they always making fun of, but inside I know they hurting. But I ain't getting in trouble for them, and that's for certain. Cause crossing that line is something I can't do. If they were bullying me, I know they bullying you. We gotta step back and find a teacher. Nice to meet you, get out of that ghost piece. It was nice to see y'all. Feel sorry for these bullies, y'all really do. They having problems they can't cope with or work through. Issues at home, got no one to talk to, so they lashing out at me and you with all this abuse. We gotta stand up for each other, help each other out. We gonna put our hands in the air, I want us to take a vow. Y'all say it with me. Why be a bully? You could be unique. Show a little love to people that we meet. Stand up tall, up on your feet. Gotta drop the bullying while I'm dropping the beat, yo. So y'all heard, y'all saw a little bit of DJing. Turntablism is what we call that in the hip hop game. You heard some MCing. If you look back here, you'll see a little bit of graffiti. So that leaves one element left, right? That's breaking. Let's go. put your hands together, please.
Everyone's got to make a living.
All right. Okay, so you guys have any questions about anything I mentioned earlier? I'm a little winded, so I can answer questions a few. We've been doing this through the ACA for the last 4 to 5 years, mostly in-school performances, but I'm branching out with the Teaching Artist program this year. I got a little bit done at the end of last year. I was able to kind of get my feet wet, but this may look like a lot of equipment, but I actually have kind of a plan with the wheels on the table, moving it from classroom to classroom, and I think it's gonna work out really well. Thank y'all for your time. Appreciate it. You can find out more about the group in general, kabukidancers.com. Everything's on there.
Hello, my name is Christian Mouisset. I'm a teaching artist that specializes in theater.
I'm a theater artist that specializes in teaching theater, specifically acting, but I also teach directing and writing. What I'm going to do for you guys today is just some selections for some classes that I'd like to teach. So the first one is going to be a Shakespeare monologue that I would like to work with high school students on understanding when they are approaching Shakespeare units in English classes. And the other monologue is not one that I would perform in class, but it's one that showcases some of the skills that I'm working on in a couple of the classes that I'm offering, specifically the public speaking through acting class. So I'm going to start with the Shakespeare monologue, and then I'll just kind of transition directly into the others. There we go. It's soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun! Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is green and sick with envy that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, for she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love! Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes that they may twinkle in their spheres till they return. You know what sucks about a little success? It just feels like more rapidly impending failure. Except now it's public instead of personal. So instead of my family, it'll be total strangers looking at me like I'm a whipped puppy, and that sounds like a lot of fun. Life, right? What could be harder than life? Some days, I feel like someone's taken a grapefruit spoon and scooped out where my heart used to be, or my lungs. I mean, a screenplay. Not an original thought in it. It's practically a love story, for God's sakes, full of people going on and on and on about whatever it was I was thinking about. New forms? Why? Why new forms? How about this for an idea? Why don't we just do the old forms better? Yeah? I mean, aren't there a reason that things like protagonists and antagonists and rising action and climax and denouement have been around for thousands of centuries? Who am I to change them? I mean, I have to shock and astound and throw in the odd little phrase or the surprising quirky detail to pull the rug from under the audience and keep them awake and blissfully unaware that I have nothing new to say and no new way to say it. I am a hack's hack whose only saving grace is my certain knowledge that I'm a hack and my deep and profound disappointment with myself. Thank you very much. If you guys have any questions about what I just did, feel free to ask, and if not, we'll just move on and send the next person out here. Fantastic. Have a great rest of your day.
To everyone, my life's weird. Hello, my name is Kelsey, Billiot. I am a movement artist. I was like, what am I going to say to these people? And basically, my goal is to teach everyone that it's important to move. I think that humans were always moving previously, whether we were hunting or gathering or bending down or carrying heavy things, and somewhere along the line we forgot that muscles and ligaments and tendons have to move to be well. And I find that wellness that we're missing a lot in classrooms because they're sitting so still, and that is just not good for people. And we see that pent-up energy wanting to come out in all kinds of terrible ways, and I've kind of made a living teaching those little people ways to move their bodies that do their wellness. And that's what I do in the classrooms. So that's kind of a short synopsis. Any questions? Yeah, we just like to wiggle a lot.